Hello, this is Jon Rognerud again. We are coming at you live on Facebook, and we are also broadcasting out to Media and Marketing Podcast if you're listening there. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you all. Just love putting these presentations together and sharing some of the tips and insights from my world. And at chaosmap.com, the agency, where we focus on creative ways to acquire customers and clients and patients into your organization. And today, I'm going to talk a little bit about psychological triggers that engage and cause disruption. These are some fine words in the marketing landscape that we all love to love or love to hate, depending on where you're at in the spectrum, right? But today I'm going to talk about something that I think is important for you to understand and also and recognize, and also that you think about this in terms of how you create messaging across your spectrum, whether it's a website, whether it's an ad, advertisement on Facebook and Google, YouTube, etc., or if it's you standing on stage speaking to an audience, perhaps you're even selling from stage. Then you need to think about these psychological triggers that engage and cause disruption. And also, we know that human nature has not changed much, right, since the days of Caesar and past that, backwards in time. And so that we can use these levers, if you will, to trigger certain action points and to really make our message not only stand out, but actually communicate and talk to our audience in a way that's different than the competitors. And also, frankly, that mirrors your brand, that mirrors your, message and really mission in life. Because we know that just pushing out ads for the sake of, being out there or being seen, that's a wasted effort, right? You want to create messages that really resonate and are relevant. And you've heard this before, but there's also a second or third layer to that, which I'm going to talk about today, that really can help push this forward. So you are looking at a screen here, if you're actually live with me. It says Killer Facebook Ad Template, the optimum Facebook Ads Template. And this is actually something you can find on my personal blog, which is jonrognerud.com, Facebook Ad Template Method. It should be right on the first page of the blog there. And basically what I did here is I created a template, which, by the way, you'll get access to today. And it's free, so no worries. And created this because I had not only questions about it, but frankly, I thought it was a good informational piece to help educate my community and at large when it comes to creating ads specifically, but also messaging online. So I'm going to dive into this and let's get going. All right, coming back over here. All right, there we go. And and you may have seen these. There's certainly many noted experts out in the marketplace that provide these ad templates and the perfect sort of the anatomy. I'm trying to say here. It's early in the morning here. It's 8:50 Los Angeles time. Anatomy of a Facebook ad, right? Well, really, we can get into, creatives, should I use a static ad? Should I use videos? Should I use a carousel? Dynamic product ads, different ways in which you can present information. Not really talking about that today, because that is definitely part of a very important discussion in terms of positioning your brand and your visibility. We're obviously very visual creatures here, us good old humans here on this fine planet. But it goes beyond this, because the human mind, that's the complexity we're trying to kind of address here today, or try to get through. In fact, some of you know my background, but my background is software development. Worked at Microsoft and Yahoo. I have a lot of technical experience, at least when it comes to software development, right? Well, in some ways, there's different levels of complexity here. In some ways, I find that, once you have a solid software spec and you have your requirements docs, etc., the whole software development life cycle is a complex one, right? It's not never a straight line. Nothing is, but in some ways, I've found that as I started switching over to marketing and marketing online specifically, back in 2007 through the agency at chaosmap.com, it was much more complex because I realized that dealing with the human mind and the complexity of trying to present a message at the right time, at the right moment, the right message, the right market, the right medium, all of these things to come together in sort of a unified way, much, much more complex than simply developing a piece of software. Now, some of you all listening here might find that to be a bit disconcerting or not agree with me, and that is totally okay. I just find that the challenge and the opportunity of communicating your message to an audience that is receptive of that, and then having them take action that's conducive to a result is not only challenging, as I mentioned, it can be fun, but certainly complex because it's not just a one and done thing. And while formulas and many sort of secret sort of underground tips and strategies exist, we all belong into that same category of trying to develop a message that resonates. So let's dig in. What you're looking at here, as I said, is a post that I made last year, Facebook ad template method. And what I wanted to address here today is the PAS framework, PAS. And you're seeing a screenshot from the video here. And again, you can watch that on jonrognerud.com on the blog section there. The PAS framework is essentially a copywriter's, probably I would call it an approach. It's kind of a formula here. It works really, really well, especially for Facebook. It is something that you should include in your arsenal of, strategies for developing copy and messaging that really resonates and creates engagement. I use the word disruption, by the way, because this is a bit disruptive in the sense that once you get this right, your competition is going to wonder what the heck happened, right? So here we go. There's really 3 points to this. It's that step 1, you mirror their problem in copy that describes exactly what they're thinking and feeling. Think about that. You mirror their problem, not yours, right? In copy that describes exactly what they're thinking and feeling. This is the good old enter the conversation that's going on in their head right now. If you can match that, and if you can speak to that, then you got something. You got attention. This is the first step, right? Second one is agitate. And so if the first one was mirroring their problem, then this is sort of salt in the wound. Kind of a little bit harsh to say, but the truth is we see this all the time in commercials on TV and we hear it on the radio. Agitate their problem and remind them just how annoying it is to have this problem, right? Again, very profound. You've defined the problem. You've really caught them. They understand and recognize, wow, you're thinking exactly what I was thinking. I mean, how cool is that, right? But then you don't just say, well, great, well, then here's the solution. You really want them to think about this in terms of, well, what would it be like if you couldn't get this or if you didn't solve this? And how much pain are you going through right now? How much pain would it be if you stayed or remained the same way you are today? So that agitation, the salt in the wound, is going to be important for you to address as well. So that's step 2. And step 3 is present the solution, right? So this is where that solution to this problem, and then that includes what you're actually offering, right? So, if this was the classic dating example on how to walk up to a woman in that case, because I'm a man, and I wanted to just find out what to say. Well, then if I had a solution for that, then I would present that, and then I might also say, and by the way, if you want to learn how to ask her out for a second date or, kind of the next step in that sort of sequence of events, well, then here's our solution. Maybe that's a download to a guide. Maybe that is access to a webinar. Maybe that is literally a workshop. Again, that may be too soon, too fast, right? So in that dating example, we like to use it in marketing and online as well. When is that message presented? In which order and how fast, right? So if you think about this, and as we started out today's broadcast, we started talking about Facebook ads. This applies to really literally everything online, right? If you're trying to position your message in front of the right audience and you're trying to present a solution that you help them with and it truly helps them, then it becomes really a permission-based way of you to market and present your solution and or your product, service, etc. to that audience. And if you also notice here, while we're talking about Facebook ads, we're also not talking about Facebook ads, right? So this is the notion that if you get your messaging right, if you get your copy and your targeting, your audience targeting, we talked about this in yesterday's broadcast, get all that right, and then you have an offer that really is what we like to say irresistible, and as closely as you can to irresistible, without giving away the farm, right? I'm not saying just free, like everything I do is free, here you go. The whole free discussion, we're going to cover that in another broadcast, but essentially now you have a framework in which you can present your ads into whichever ad platform that is. So if you really define this, you can go out to Google and present that information. You can go out to Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, LinkedIn, B2B, right? So lots of time is not spent on this. It's more, hey, can you get my ads up and rolling? And here's a budget for you. And have at it right now. Well, this is not what we do in the organization at our firm, chaosmap.com. By the way, if you want to go, there's a big old red button at the homepage there. Click that and see a recent case study, and I think you'll like it. It was a big success for an event that we ran, but really, what I wanted to address today is the problem agitate solve. Now, we can take this a step further, right? I mean, the agitation. We can really agitate and probably add a 2.5 step in that. And again, you don't want to tease here. You truly want to create a psychological sort of brainwave that pushes them forward to move to that solution with you. So I've sort of belabored this point a bit, but I really want to take it home because what I have for you today, as I said, is that free Facebook ad template. And you can go to it here, jonrognerud.com/free-facebook-ad-template. The best way is literally just go to jonrognerud.com and go to the blog, and you can see the Facebook ad template there and the, as we started out, the killer Facebook ad template. And once you get this, actually, I'm going to go ahead and click on it for all you guys who are on it, or you can see it here. You'll see the very simple landing page for the Facebook ad template reveals. This is a 25%, maybe 26% conversion in terms of the traffic that I've been driving to it. It's another little side tip for you to make these landing pages very, very simple. So we have a headline, a subhead, how this high-quality Facebook ad template attracts perfect customers. We have an image of the guide here. 3 steps to refine Facebook ads for high-quality clicks that attracts visitors that engage, right? That's exactly what we're talking about today. How to repurpose ad into better client attraction ad using the time-tested proven PASS framework. That's problem, agitate, solve, right? We talked about that, how important that is. And how to create new ads with the right images and copy that we've tested over 6 months, returning higher CTR and improved CPL. So it all ties together, right? Well, if you think about it, this is for Facebook ads right here, but this could literally be, Google ads, YouTube ads, Snapchat ads, as I said, because now you have the model down. Well, I share with you in more detail what this is about inside the guide, so you can just have at that. And there's a big old yellow button, send me the free guide, and you can see I'm featured here on Business Insider, Search Engine Journal, Entrepreneur Magazine, Huffington Post, and American Express. And as I said, it was last year, but still very valid. So I encourage you to go and get that. And by the way, since we are on this, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. I'm going to just put this one up here for you real quick. I talked about the importance of getting your ads reviewed yesterday, right? And I invited you to go to fbadsreview.com. We run that normally at $14.97. You get $1,000 off right now if you act. Basically, I'm going to close this down after April, so you have a little bit of time, but we're not going to keep this up at that price forever. So that's my little sales pitch here today. Hope you take action on that. So you get that free ad template, as I mentioned, for the PAS framework, and you also get fbadsreview.com access if you so choose to. But anyway, this has been a fairly short broadcast, but an important broadcast here today to talk about the Facebook ads template, the PAS framework, and the importance of structuring your message in front of the right audience, but also using this psychological approach for creating human emotions in the right way, not in a not in an abusive sort of manipulative way, right? You don't want to go there. That's just out of integrity. This is all about creating that message to resonate with your audience, and then pushing them through ever so gently through that customer journey to have these touch points enabled so that they can take the next step with you. So I hope that's been really enjoyable. I always enjoy making these for you. And please like, share, and comment. I'd love to hear back from you on this. And if you have any questions directly, you don't want to post it publicly, that's fine. Just send an email to support@chaosmap.com. That's CHAOSMAP.com. And we'll take care of you. All right. Look forward to talking. I'll see you soon, and Jon out.